This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Porto Chicken. Fresh, not frozen. Grilled, not fried. Crown and Andrews Board Games. Fun for the whole family. And Scoot Airlines. Get out of here with Scoot.
Hello Australia, welcome to episode 607 of The Couch. It is our third last show for the year and a big one today. Jackie Barnes is in to talk movies. We've got Steve Collins talking travel. We've also got Ben Allett talking about technology. And later on, we talk, for the sake of our floor manager, about hair restoration. If you've got hair problems, like Tony has, we can't see it on screen at the moment, but we will actually tell you how you can improve that situation. And much more, we're giving you a chance to win 2 tickets to Athens thanks to Scoot Airlines. We are giving one lucky person 2 tickets to Athens, but you need to listen in later on and we'll tell you how to SMS. And that's thanks to Scoot, celebrating our 15 years of The Couch. And thank you to Scoot for that. So it's a big show. Hope you can stick around. Luke O'Dell is back. Remember him? Introvert, extrovert, doesn't matter. You're saying you've just turned the TV off. Stay with us. The Couch starts now.
It's showtime on the couch. It's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can see it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with Fred and the best in town. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch. Oh, oh, oh.
Welcome Australia to an amazing new couch. Why am I stretching? I don't understand why I'm stretching, but I don't care. Luke O'Dell, introvert, extrovert, doesn't matter. I know you want me to sing the whole song. That is probably the whole song. He's got a brand new single. There it is on screen. It's called I Want to Be Yours. Doesn't everybody? But Luke is here centre stage. He's going to perform it for us now. Please make him welcome as he opens the couch today.
I'm worth every second, worth every hour, I'm worth every breath I take, and I am more than you can buy. I promise you this, I'm one of a kind, and I'm gonna give you my heart, I'm gonna give you my soul, gonna give you everything that you know. I'm gonna give you anything you need. I want to be yours. 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 And nobody else's. Oh, nobody else's. Oh. We don't have a long on earth tonight, so can't you be honest with me? And I'll try to accept whatever you say, 'cause I just want to be in love with you, babe. I want to be in your heart, want to be in your arms, want to be alone. And I need to be yours. I want 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 to be yours. And nobody else's. On and nobody else's, nobody else's. I'm beautiful, on the inside. My heart is made of gold. Come on. My heart, yeah. I want to be yours. 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 And nobody else's.
Now, if you wondered why when we started the show I was stretching, it's because our floor manager said stretch and I went like this, but he meant stretch because something wasn't ready. But that's okay, we all know that now. In case you're wondering why is Fred exercising, I don't do it, please don't write to me. Now, did you enjoy that clip by Luke O'Dell? What a great song, I Want to Be Yours. And you do remember him, don't you? I know you're trying not to remember him, of course, but you're going to have to. Introvert, extrovert, doesn't matter. No? So everyone says stop singing. Jackie Barnes doesn't remember that song, but she does remember
No,
her
I do
movies.
not.
Welcome back.
Hey,
How's everything going in IGA world?
great. Yeah,
Now, give us a plug for your store, because it's Christmas and you want people to come in and buy your beautiful fresh produce.
we are gearing up for Christmas, so we've got lots of gifts in store, under $10. Yeah, and we've got lots of Christmas foods and the shelves are starting to get full of Christmas stuff, so it's
And
good.
Where are you? IGA in?
In Winthrop.
Beautiful
so,
location.
Corner of Somerville Boulevard and Jackson Ave.
Okay, there'll be
So-
$300 for that ad. I'll write that down. Jackie, you know what you should do next year? Bring one item in every week. Every time you're on, bring an item for IGA.
All right, I can do that.
We'll know that's your IGA item of the week.
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
Thank you for coming in today. Have you had a busy week? You've been away?
I have, yeah. We've been away for a couple of camping trips. That's why it's been a while since I've been on the show.
With your
so-
lovely little daughter Charlotte, and
Yeah,
husband Mike.
That's right.
Now, have you watched any movies in the last couple of weeks?
Yes, I saw the Justice League.
Did you like that?
I loved it. I
that's-
really liked it.
It's
Yeah.
a shame we're not talking about that today. But
No,
that's
we're
okay.
not.
What do we got today?
The first one is one that I really want to see. It's Ferdinand. Have you heard this one? Because it's based on the
This is
book.
about a bull that goes into a china shop and breaks everything. It's actually quite a funny movie,
It is.
but I'll let you review it.
It's based on the book. It's a beautiful story, and it's actually from the 1930s. It's about Ferdinand the bull, who is born a Spanish fighting bull, but he's more of a lover than a fighter. And it's just about that he.
Oh, that's a load of bull.
But it's just a story about
really?
he gets a circumstance, something happens, and he gets
He
put
gets
into a
what?
fighting ring. The bull.
Oh,
Ferdinand.
I thought you said circumcised. I thought that you mean he's in a circumstance.
He is, yeah.
Now, this movie here, it's catering for young or old or both.
It's for both, actually.
it's one
It's
of those.
directed by Carlos Sandana. Yes, I've not heard of him either. But
okay.
it has John Cena as Ferdinand the voice and Kate McKinnon. So John Cena's the ex-wrestler turned actor. So yeah, and it looks really good. So
Good cast.
Yeah,
Let's have a
good
look
yeah,
at the
have a look.
trailer.
It seems like from the moment you're born, people think they got you all figured out based on how you look, how you talk, where you're from. But it's not that simple, especially when it comes to me. I'm a little bit more complex. I'm Ferdinand. You look at me and think big. You think scary. You think, well, at least he's not in a china shop. Oh no.
I was younger then. Take me back to when. And I've not seen the boring fields in so long. I know I've grown, but I can't wait to go home. I'm on my way. Driving at 90 down the way. Watch the sunset over the castle on the hill.
I'm not a fighting bull.
You don't need to be a fighting bull. You just have to look like a fighting bull.
You see that barrel over there? Smash it to pieces.
With my head?
What else are you gonna hit it with?
Sorry I almost killed you. Ow.
Out December 15. You
Yeah.
will believe.
That's right, and I forgot to mention that that one was an animation. So
That's
sorry
okay. We
about
already
that.
saw
yeah,
that
I'm sure
in
you.
the trailer. But it looks really good. I hope
It
people go
does.
out and enjoy it. Coming up over the school holidays. and
Yeah, over the
Christmas.
school holidays because Christmas holidays starts the 16th of December, and that one's out just the day before.
Now, this next movie, can I just say, on radio, we talked about The Snowman,
Okay.
and everyone was thinking it was like a kid's movie.
Yes,
That
no.
Snowman, Christmas, Frosty the Snowman. The only thing frosty is the storyline. Very scary, this
Well, it's
one.
based on the book by Nick Zio. So,
Oh,
directed
you
by
are smart.
Yeah, directed by Thomas Alfredson. It's
Yeah.
a British one. I hadn't heard of the two main actors, Michael Fassbender and Rebecca Ferguson.
No, never have I.
But they, it's a British psychological thriller. It's about a serial killer going around and killing women that he doesn't agree with their morals, and using the snowman as his calling card. Do you know what a calling card is?
Yes, that when they leave a little signature.
Yeah, I didn't know. I knew what it was in the movies, but when I
You and
read
I
the
have got to
review,
go.
I was like,
We've got to sit down and talk about these things,
Yes.
I think. But so that's what he leaves. The snowman is his little calling card. So
That's
when
right.
he does a crime, people know it's the same person.
yeah, so it's a detective that's into investigating the case, and
Okay.
he's got a new upcoming intern assistant who's, investigating it with him, and it looks really good. So let's have a look anyway.
A woman vanished last night. We just found the body.
Prince?
And the head is missing. He calls himself the Snowman Killer. He's completely insane.
I'm thinking that he's going after women that he disapproves of.
The only thing we know for sure is that he's playing games with us.
We need a way to lure him out.
Be careful. We don't know what we're dealing with. He's been watching us the whole time. Building snowmen, cutting things up into little pieces. He's taunting us. If we don't find him, this is never going to stop.
Another missing woman.
There's something we're not seeing.
What matters most is that we celebrate the way this has brought us together.
Anyone can see that he's trying to hide something.
You can't force the pieces to fit.
You could have saved them.
No?
Gave you all the clues.
A little bit of a horror one there. So it's not a Christmas one you take your kids to because they'll be frozen, horrified.
That one's out 15th of December.
Jackie, the next one's a bit of a humorous one with our very own Rebel Wilson.
It is Pitch Perfect 3. Now, this is the final instalment in the trilogy. This is out 16th of December, and it has directed the same director, Trish C. It's Rebel Wilson, Anna Kendrick, Elizabeth Banks, all the old characters back.
And what do they do in this movie?
It's after graduation, and everyone has their own jobs and their own lives, and everyone is struggling a bit outside of it. So they get the band back together, and they go on tour to Europe. But they realise their competition in Europe is actually using real instruments.
That's what I heard. I heard
Yeah.
they had to play instruments, and they're like, we don't know how to play instruments.
Because they're a cappello.
Yes.
So, yeah. But it looks like just as funny. So it looks
And
really good.
Fat Amy's in it again. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, it looks good. So let's throw the clip and have a look.
Get the camera under. Get the camera.
She's right there.
The Barden Bellas, an unlikely group of not men who somehow managed to win at something that didn't have to do with baking.
I can hear you.
They've graduated college, have spread their wings, and are attempting to fly.
Papaya Players Delight with a shot of white privilege.
Hopefully not becoming the failures we all expect them to be.
I feel really good about where I'm at right now. I'm trying to get into vet school. Fingers crossed.
Where are they now?
My name is Fat Amy Winehouse, so let's get cracking.
I quit my job.
You got fired?
No, I quit. It's fine. Oh, come on. This is an overreaction. I would do anything to sing with you guys again. Anything. You guys, every year the USO puts on this performance to support the troops in Europe. What if I could get us an invite? Yeah, I've suddenly got a bunch of free time, so hell yeah.
Here we go, it's my turn to make history.
Guys, we've never competed against bands that actually have instruments, so what's the plan?
I'm coming up, so you better get this party started. I'm coming out.
Aww, you guys just sing other people's songs, like karaoke.
Karaoke? No.
That's so cute.
I'm Calamity, this is Serenity, Veracity, and Charity.
If I joined your group, I could be obesity.
Here we go. When I'm down, they'll remember me.
Another day on stage for the Bellas. This is their big plummet
They're fade out.
into nothingness.
You sure about this?
Have I ever let you down?
All the time. What? You're very unreliable. It's like one of the hallmarks of your personality.
And you're not remembering all the times I've been awesome.
Let Taka finish this. I love you, awesome nerds!
Won't stop till we let you.
Try to have some dignity. Yeah, well, we don't do anything with dignity, okay?
They really do need to join the workforce.
Yes.
And like you said, that is the last of the trilogy.
It is.
And Rebel Wilson, you've got to watch her. She's amazing. She was just over here in Australia fighting that lawsuit.
She was.
With the newspaper there, and she sort of won it, and now they're challenging it.
Yeah.
It'll be great to see her on the movie.
Yeah, and nice for her to be promoting something. Yeah.
Jumanji.
Oh, this is the one I've been waiting for. 22
Why?
years after the first one.
Really?
Yeah, so like, you know, the first one was about Jumanji. It was about the board game. Well, it
They
was
go through the ground and then
Yeah.
plants grow everywhere.
Well, this one, it's evolved now into a video game. So they are, so it's 22 years after the first one. It's 4 kids on detention, and they find the game and they get in, and obviously, you know, the storyline is that once they're in the world of Jumanji, they have to complete the game to escape.
So
and
the game becomes real.
That's right. So that one, the director is Jake Kasdan, and it's got Dwayne Johnson. I think I've done a few
The Rock.
reviews where I love The Rock. And John Cena and Ferdinand. We've got a bit of a wrestler thing going on today. Yeah.
Okay.
Jack Black, Kevin Hart, and Karen Gillan.
I love Jack Black. He's from
Yeah.
the School of Rock. It's the only movie I ever remember him. What was the one where there was a giant and a little person? Jack Black was in that. Gulliver's Travels. Thank you very much to Veronica.
Yes.
the info.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Anything else you want to tell me about this movie? I know you're
Nick
waiting
Jonas
to
is
see
in
it.
this one, and also another thing, throwing back to Ferdinand, Nick Jonas did the original score to Ferdinand. So
Really?
2 things in both movies. But Nick Jonas is in this one.
And I
So.
bet you can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. So yeah, this one's out Christmas Day. So yeah, let's flick to the trailer and have a look.
Well, this is a fun group. Welcome to detention. Spencer, Bethany, Fridge, Martha. You're all here for a reason.
Hey, person walking.
You should be thinking about who you are and who you want to be. You'll have plenty of time to figure that out while you're cleaning out the basement.
Are you gonna help, or are you too pretty? I'm too pretty.
Yo, what's this?
A game for those who seek to find a way to leave their world behind. Jumanji. You pick a character and you're that person in the game.
Which one do I pick?
I don't think it matters that much.
Bruce Finbar. Sounds like a badass.
I'll be the curvy genius.
Dr. Smolder Bravestone.
I guess I'm Ruby Roundhouse.
Guys.
Hi, V.
Ow! Where's the rest of me?
Oh my God. Fridge?
Yeah, I'm Fridge. Who are you?
It's me, Spencer.
Who is she?
Martha?
Why am I wearing half a shirt and short shorts in the jungle?
I think we got sucked into Jumanji and we become the avatars we chose.
So that means
Bethany?
Oh, Bethany. Don't look at it.
No! I'm an overweight middle-aged man. I don't have my Claritin, and all I see around here is pollen.
Well, I don't have the top 2 feet of my body.
Damn, that is a man right there. Don't cry, don't cry. Don't cry, it's gonna be okay.
Welcome to the jungle.
This is a video game, which means we all have special skills.
Why am I running so slow?
That was so intense. I can't even with this place.
Watch your step in here.
Maybe we're all in a coma.
What? That old game machine must have electrocuted us, and now we're all... Oh my God! You better get in there and save her.
I'm not gonna get in there. You get in there.
I got a backpack on. You don't get in water with a backpack. Everybody knows that.
There you go. That's the
That
movie
was
Jumanji.
awesome. Yeah.
And that's coming out very soon as well, isn't it?
25th, so Christmas
oh,
Day.
Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. Something else that's coming out very soon is the top 5. Let's have a look at them for this week as they stand. At number 5, Jackie.
Jigsaw.
At number 4.
Bad Mums 2.
Number 3.
Thor.
Number 2.
Murder on the Orient Express.
And at number 1 all around Australia is?
Justice League.
The movie that you loved.
Yes, I loved Murder on the Orient Express as well.
Did you like it? Because
I loved
our
it.
floor manager went to watch that and he said, it was a bit boring. And
Oh,
didn't like
well,
it
do you like the original? I loved the original. And I think you have to like Agatha Christie. Oh, you have to love Poirot. And I
Okay.
love Poirot.
Okay, good
Sorry.
review. Thank you, Jackie. This is Jackie Barnes, a catcher at Winthrop in IGA.
Yeah.
Heaps of great Christmas stuff come out, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks on our
Yeah.
last Christmas show.
See you then.
And we'll see you at the end of this commercial break. We're talking tech with Ben Eilert. See you then. Welcome back to the couch. Time to talk tech with our tech guy himself, Ben Eilert from Easy Wireless. Welcome back.
Thanks very much, Fred.
Nice to have you here. Have you been busy the last couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks?
I've been a little bit busy, yeah.
What have you been doing? What's been occupying your time?
A lot of training as far as surf life saving goes. So while I'm not playing with technology, I'm out there playing in the surf.
So tell me what you've done. Have you actually qualified as a surf lifesaver?
I've been a surf lifesaver for about 8 years now. And just recently I've almost completed my jet ski rescue qualifications, but unfortunately an injury has stopped me. I've torn some muscles.
How's that all going?
Yeah, I'm out of the water for 6 weeks.
There
I've
you go.
really hurt myself.
And where will you likely be? Once you graduate and everything, what happens to you then? You go out on the beach?
I stick at my home club, which was Quinns Mandari Surf Life Saving Club.
There you go, ladies. Look out for him there. But today we're talking about Amazon and the effect. Now, Amazon is one of the new players here in Australia. We've known them for years.
Yes.
Why are Woolworths and other companies so afraid of them first, Ben?
Okay, so Amazon really presents some questions for the retail industry as it stands because they seem to be able to move faster. They can also promise and deliver more than what the traditional retailers can do. So Amazon in America is doing some pretty amazing things. So stuff like same day delivery or next day delivery. So you can order something if you're an Amazon Prime member. You can hit a button and say, I want to order it, and within that day, you'll have your order at the door. Yeah.
And what sort of stuff are they selling? Because I know that Woolworths are looking at having their own type of Amazon. I can't remember the name that they gave it, but they're going to have their own factories where they post things out.
Yeah.
But what sort of stuff are Amazon sort of putting on offer?
What isn't Amazon providing?
So what about groceries and stuff like that? Are they going to do that as well?
Not. In Australia, there's no real word about what they're going to be doing. So they're very, very tight-lipped. They still haven't opened up the store. They've opened up the market. Well, the marketplace will also be opened up. But at this point, they haven't really gone beyond things like Kindle, books and videos.
Okay, because they're the things I traditionally remember, videos, especially the Kindle.
Yep.
So you're saying that because they had a soft launch, didn't they? A very soft launch. So
Yep.
they're really testing the water before they throw themselves in and fail,
Yep.
which I think is wonderful. It's a great idea. Do it
Yep.
slowly and make sure it all works. And then when it
Exactly.
works properly, then you make a big hoo-ha. Now, Are we expecting them to start selling lots of different things? Is that what we're looking forward to?
Yeah. So
have you heard any rumours at all?
Some of the product testing they've been doing has included electronics. So a lot of home goods electronics. They've even been putting things like white goods up.
Wow.
So, yeah, some big stuff. And it's just a never-ending supply of pretty much anything and everything you want. There is actually fresh foods sold through Amazon in America as well. So they've recently purchased the grocery chain Whole Foods, and they've now rolled that into their Amazon business, so you can even get your weekly groceries.
Do you know what? It's a great idea, because there's a lot of these sort of organisations that do, you go online, you buy some great specials.
Yep.
They would have the buying power, being so huge and international.
Yep.
They're a well-known company, established, and people trust them.
Yeah.
So I can see them being huge in Australia. Now, I was asked to ask you about the Amazon Key. What's that all about?
The Amazon Key, it's a smart lock. So we're talking about the Internet of Things and smart bits and pieces. The smart lock is no different. It is an electronic lock that goes on your front door, and say with an Amazon delivery, so there we go, when someone comes to deliver an Amazon item, they have an SMS code sent to their phone. They front up to the door, punch in the SMS code on the front door, it lets them in, they drop the package, and then they close the door after them.
I actually like that idea, because at the end of the day, people say, but I don't want someone in my house. But if they do come into your house and do it, you know who they are, and you probably have cameras if you've got those sort of smart locks as well.
Yep.
And I can't see Amazon risking it, or anyone else risking that sort of privacy problem.
Exactly. So if anyone was caught out, they would pretty much lose their contract. And I'm pretty sure there'd be a lot of people out there who'd be thinking, I'd rather have a job tomorrow than a plasma TV.
And you know what? Living in Balga as I do, there's a lot of crime there.
Yeah.
And I've had items accidentally left on the front, but they haven't lasted very long. Even with cameras all around the house, people have stolen my items. If I had something like that, they'd key in the code, open my front door, pop it inside, and I don't even have to be home.
Exactly.
How wonderful is that?
Yeah.
And they probably send you a text to say your item's been delivered.
Of course they will, yeah.
How fantastic is that?
That's awesome. Yeah.
Big things coming online. I mean, are you a big shopper online? Because I asked people on radio only a few weeks ago and a few days ago again on 6PR whether they do a lot of online shopping. And people over the age of 50 are sort of not keen. But people under 50 are sort of very much optimistic and also very interested in online.
Yeah. For me, online shopping comes down to what I'm after. So if I've got to get parts for a customer and it's some weird parts, I mean, I've got no choice. I've got to shop online. Otherwise, a lot of the stuff I want is stuff that I need right here, right now. In that case, going into a shop and grabbing something off the shelf is the way to go.
Now, what sort of car do you drive?
Me, at the moment, it's a Toyota Corolla.
Toyota Corolla. We're talking about this amazing car called Tesla, which I reckon you should get one to test drive for us.
Thank you.
Tell us about the Tesla car.
Well, the Tesla car. So the Tesla first started out with the Roadster, and this is ages and ages ago, and people were blown away with the amount of acceleration it had because it was just loaded with torque. Now, just over the last week, Elon Musk has unveiled the Tesla Roadster 2, and there it is. It is a beautiful looking car. It's really, really nice, and it has got amazing figures. It's got 3 electric motors driving all 4 wheels. And the torque adds up to 10,000 Newton meters across all 4 wheels. So they definitely get the power. Huge amounts of power. So the sort of power that this thing has got, it will accelerate from 0 to 60 miles an hour, which is 97 kilometres an hour in our local terms, in 1.9 seconds. So you say 1,000 and you're at 100 kilometres an hour.
So are these cars likely to be commercial, domestic? Are they going to be, you and I can drive them, or are they going to be racetrack?
These are production cars. So this is something you can buy, license and drive on the roads.
Because we got the opportunity when I was in Hawaii. I didn't actually see it, but the rest of our group went down and had a look at the display. They came back and they couldn't stop drooling over these cars. Incredibly beautiful, stylish, technology driven, very little knobs, etc., but everything's digital.
Yeah, it's all big touch screens.
And you take the thing with you. You can actually take the touch screen out. It's just amazing how everything works through the screen.
Yes, a lot of intelligent design has gone into making pretty much every Tesla vehicle.
What are they worth?
Okay, so the Tesla Roadster, the new one is...
The red one we just saw there?
The red one. You can get a red one for $200,000 US.
Is that all?
Well, yeah.
That's what, about 300,000 Australian dollars?
Roughly, yeah. Or if you're in a hurry, and you really want to get your hands on the very first edition, you've got the Founders Edition for $250,000 US. Now, if you stack that up against another supercar that accelerates and charges about as hard as that, you're paying over $2 million for a petrol-powered vehicle that does the same thing.
Wow, so it is a bargain.
It is.
So when are we likely to see them in Australia? Because you were telling me they can't actually sell them like a car yard would sell them in America.
No, it's all online. So just like Amazon, you go to the Tesla website and you say, I'd like to put down a deposit, I want to order it, I want to have it sent to me. It's all done online, and then it arrives whenever on the back of a truck.
Amazing. Now, just before we give out your website, in a couple of weeks we're hoping to preview on the show Apple TV and other items when they turn up.
Yeah, there is a heap of streaming options coming out. So, namely the Telstra TV 2.
Tesla's probably close enough.
Tesla's be awesome.
Telstra.
But anyway, the Telstra TV 2.
Yep.
And also the Foxtel Now streaming box. So we've got a couple of new entrants into the streaming market, and also Telstra's new box, which is going to be fantastic to look at. So I'm waiting for those to come through.
Hopefully they'll be here in the next week or two,
Hopefully.
so we can bring them up on our Christmas show.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, if people want to get a hold of you, what sort of stuff can you help them with Easy Wireless?
At Easy Wireless, well, I do a lot of field support, I do a lot of consulting, so if you've got any questions in regards to your computer or the technology around you, I'm quite happy to help out. I also do talks on cybersecurity, social media, and general technology. You can also catch me on 6PR.
Monday nights?
Every Monday night from 8:20 p.m. to 9 p.m.
And on the Pulse every so often as well on Channel 9 News.
Yeah, 9 News usually call me in now and then when they've got a question about technology.
Fantastic. So there you go. He's a person behind the name. Easy Wireless, wonderful company. If you want someone down to earth who explains what's going on, here's your man, Ben Eilert. Get it right. Better get Eilert. I did say it right. Thank you very much, Ben. And I can't wait to see him drive his new Tesla car to the studio.
Fantastic.
We should get two, one for you, one for me. I want it in blue.
Sounds great. I'll get Elon on the phone right away.
Let's do it. Back with more after the break, talking travel with Steve Collins. No, Welcome back to the couch. It's time to talk travel with our travel guru and legendary producer from 6PR.
And presenter today.
And presenter, of course, on the Sunday Brunch.
Sunday Brunch, yes.
Fantastic.
I haven't had my brunch yet. I'll have to go home and have some brunch after this.
How do you like being a radio presenter? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, well, I've got a great head for radio. Yeah, no, it's pretty good. I don't mind producing either. I can do just about anything in radio except fix it.
That's why they call you legendary, I think.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Nobody else.
Well, no, because I've got everybody fooled. That's
Have
why.
you really?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to say it the camera way?
I've got everybody fooled. Look at that.
And you know what? I don't reckon you fool us about your travel. You love travel.
No, I do love travel.
Doing your reviews. Now, what's so special about Japan and Kyoto?
Kyoto is one of the loveliest cities I've ever been to. As I say, it's in Japan. And the reason why it's so lovely is because for over 1,000 years it was the capital of Japan. I think it was in the 1700s that Tokyo became the capital. Now, Tokyo was called Edo then, and so it's had a changed its name. But one of the reasons why Kyoto was so good, as you know, Japan was pretty well bombed during the Second World War, but Kyoto was one of the places that wasn't bombed. So much of it is still intact. So you get these wonderful buildings there that are, in some cases, well over 1,000 years old. And it's an incredible place because there's a modern part to the city, but they've got, I think there's 17 UNESCO World Heritage Sites in there. Some of the most beautiful buildings I've ever seen are in Kyoto. It's a wonderful place to go to visit. Now, here we go. This is the Kinkakuji, which is a temple. It's also called the Temple of the Golden Pavilion. And it is just marvellous. It's just in the suburbs of Kyoto. And look at the gardens. This is what is so special about it. It's not only the buildings, but these wonderful gardens.
Manicured.
They really are, and it's just beautiful to get up there. That stones, they use every element in the Japanese gardens, and it's just a wonderful, peaceful place to go and to wander around.
It looks incredibly clean and manicured.
It's exquisitely clean and manicured, and the people, this is the main river in Kyoto. Oh, this is the Nishiki Market. This is several blocks long. It's a covered marketplace, And it's got all these traditional Kyoto foods.
Yum.
And you can get anything there, and you can spend hours just wandering there. Now, a lot of the stuff we wouldn't recognise, but they have pickles, and they have fish, and they have noodles, and they have all sorts of things. And this is just an ornate gateway. I don't know why I put the bull in, but there you go.
Is it? There you go. Which was the bull? Oh,
The bull, the
back
last
on
was
us.
the bull. Yeah, it was
I
us.
thought you
Dan,
were
we're the
familiar.
bull.
Tell me, are they very friendly? The people there? Do they like?
Well, Japanese people are very welcoming, and because they get a lot of tourists in Kyoto, then it's a sort of place where you do feel welcome. It is extraordinarily easy to get around. They've got a really good subway system. They've got a really good bus system. They've got a tram system.
Do they speak English?
Well, not everybody does, but
enough?
having English there is not a problem because enough people do, especially if you go to the tourist attractions and stuff like that, or even go to the shops. But I'd find going to a restaurant, for instance, the wait staff there, they'd usually be students who had a smattering of English, but the cooks would be old blokes like me, and would have been doing this for their whole life, so you wouldn't have contact with them, but the students were fine, and they would ask you about Australia and tell you about the local city.
How far does our dollar go in the way of accommodation?
Well, at the moment, it's really, really good. I was paying an average of about $100 for a room in Japan when I was there.
It's pretty reasonable. It's cheaper than
very
Australia.
reasonable. Surprisingly to me, Japan was quite cheap compared to a lot of other places. So it's well worth going to. It's the most beautiful country. But Kyoto, we've got some more vision coming up. This is of the castle, Niju Castle, and this was where the shogun or the emperor used to live. It is extraordinary. You go in there. A lot of people wear the traditional dress when they go there, but look at the ornamentation there.
Just the work
it's
in
the
the building.
decoration. It's just so much, and the gardens are beautiful, and all these wonderful palaces.
Very
And you get to
intricate
walk-
work, isn't it?
It is, and it's lovely to, and it's very, very peaceful. Even though there's all these people there, it's very, very peaceful, and everything's important. You've got to have the water element. You've got to have the rocks. You've got to have the trees, and this is pretty common throughout Japan, but especially in Kyoto where there is so much of it. And the other thing is there's a local area called Gion, which is a traditional area. They've kept it as it was with the old sort of paper and wood houses and everywhere in kimonos and very narrow streets that you walk through, and there's little temples there. And it's just a wonderful place to walk around and get to know. And I enjoyed it so much. There was so
Tell
much
us
to
about
do
the
there.
weather, because people want to know when's the best time to go.
Well, I went in their summer, and it was quite hot and humid. You get the 4 seasons there in winter, which is now. It does snow, but it was round about the 90, the 30 degrees mark when I went
That's
there.
not
It was
too
quite
bad.
But it was quite humid. But everything's air conditioned there anyway.
So you're pretty comfortable
You're
anyway.
pretty comfortable.
Tell me, what's the best way, like from Perth, where do we fly to? And obviously by plane, but where do we fly to?
Well, from Perth, of course, there's no direct flights at the present time. You've got to go somewhere else. Of course, Scoot fly to Japan.
Wonderful.
You can take any of the other airlines. The Asian airlines particularly will take you to Japan, but you will have to go via some other port. So it depends on which way is best for you to go there.
So give me the top reasons to go to Japan.
Well, first of all, the culture there is it's unique. There's nothing like it anywhere else in the world. It is spotlessly clean. It's not expensive.
Affordable.
And the food there is just divine. Japanese food eaten in Japan is just brilliant.
It's very traditional.
It is.
Tell me something. Are there any downs? Anything that you sort of thought, oh, I wish that was different?
No, I didn't have any downs, but I have to tell you, and not speaking about Kyoto, because Kyoto hasn't got a big population compared to a lot of the other cities in China, but dealing with the peak hour in Tokyo on the trains, that's certainly an experience, because they do
Crowded,
pack them in
they're
and they do
crowded.
actually push them in. That's an experience, not pleasant, but you have to try it at least once.
And am I right in saying this, that they like people our size? Apparently.
Well, I had my photo taken with some sumo wrestlers, and I towered over them.
But that's a good thing.
They do. Yeah, they do. They certainly notice people of our size up there.
Fantastic. Now, Steve, you've got your own website. If people want more information or more travel information,
Steve Collins, travelcorrespondent.com.
It's on
They
screen.
can find out
now,
more stuff.
Our Christmas show in a couple of weeks' time. Are you going to be taking us somewhere over Christmas? Maybe some destinations.
I think I can take us somewhere. We can either go to some cold places or to some warm places. We'll find some places.
Steve Collins, travel extraordinaire, presenter on 6PR Radio as well. Are you presenting next week?
No, Peter Newman's back next week.
Oh, so you're in charge again, producing.
In charge again, yeah.
Well done. Thank you very much for coming in today.
Thanks,
As always,
Fred.
a pleasure to have Steve here. He's been with us all year, and hopefully in a couple of weeks' time, we'll give you some destinations maybe of ideas of where to go to over the Christmas holidays as well. Well done.
Well, I'm heading to Darwin for Christmas.
Oh, you are. I'm going there in April. Darwin, we'll have to refresh on that one before when we talk next time.
We will.
Now, talk about travel, and Steve did mention Scoot. We are celebrating 15 years of The Couch this year. And thanks to Scoot and Jared, of course, their CEO here in Australia, or the general manager, I've got to give them the right title, we're being given 2 tickets to Athens to give away on our Christmas show. Now, if you want to win a seat on that plane so that you can win 2 tickets, you take whoever you like. Beautiful Athens, of course. If you've never been, you will love it. Flying the Dreamliner. Thanks to Scoot. This is how easy it is if you want to win those tickets. You need to SMS 0439 929 929. It's on the screen right now. The code word is Scoot. Now, you've only got a couple of weeks to do this, okay? 2 weeks maximum. The 10th of December is our close-off, 10th of December. So if you're watching this show today, it's always the 10th of December. It doesn't matter when you watch it. If it's the 10th of December today, don't bother entering. You won't be included. But we're going to give one lucky person on our Christmas show in 2 weeks' time the opportunity to win 2 seats on the Dreamliner thanks to Scoot flying to Athens. And they've got amazing destinations. For more fabulous destinations, as what Steve said with Japan, go to flyscoot.com and you'll get more details, more deals. Thank you very much to Scoot. Thank you to Steve. And thanks to you for watching as well. We'll go out to a break and then we're back with hair restoration. Funny how you've got the perfect examples on set as well. Steve and I restoring our hair. And we'll be talking to Nisha about that next. See you then. Dr. Martin. Well, welcome back to The Couch on Aurora Television, Foxtel. Thanks for your company. We're going to talk about hair restoration, and there's no pun intended because I'm a little bit bald at the top there. But Dr. Martinic is talking to our very own Nisha. Have a listen. You'll find it entertaining. Over to you, Nisha.
Thank you, Fred. Dr. Jennifer Martinic joins us on The Couch today. Jennifer is a world-leading hair restoration surgeon, and I'm really looking forward to finding out more about what you do. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Nisha. It's great to be here.
Now, Doctor, you have a really meaningful role. We were talking earlier, and I'm looking forward to you sharing with the audience about how important it is, your hair, what an important role it is that it plays in your life.
Very much so. The public actually really underestimate the psychological effects on some people of losing hair, especially women. Women are devastated by it. So when I do hair transplants, I take my role very seriously because I'm healing these people psychologically as well as giving them hair.
I imagine you would hear the backstory and you would hear a lot of history rather when you are talking to individuals in the first consult.
It's very important to actually understand what drove them to me in the first place. And some of them are very sad stories.
Okay. And so in your role, you're a consultant. For our audience who may have had no experience with hair restoration in the past, what does your role actually involve?
My role involves consulting the patient, finding out what the problems are, what options they have. Frequently it's not hair transplanting. Frequently that we're dealing with something like medication or some changes to their diet. But again, each one is an individual, and when they come to me, we can sort this out.
Wonderful. And there have been a number of advances, haven't there, in your industry over the years? You've just come back from Prague, You speak at lots of conferences around the world. Tell us about some of those changes, because I think that's quite important. We've come a long way in your space.
Well, if I think of hair transplanting, when I was first introduced to it in the 1970s, it was plugs, or what we know as doll's hair, clumps of hair on the head.
I have to admit that's what jumped into my head initially too.
And it still does. It's high on the public's mind. However, then we moved into doing excisions of bald areas called scalp reductions in the 1980s. And then I was the first one to actually bring the single follicle grafting into Australia in 1991.
So follicle by follicle?
Follicle by follicle. The follicles have 1 to 4 hairs. If you think about it, my life is made up of 4 millimetres, the thickness of the scalp. That's my life.
Wow. Wow. So you have a very busy schedule too. You travel all around Australia as well to consult. Tell me a bit about, I guess, if someone is interested in seeing you and understanding more around hair restoration, how do they, I guess, have that initial consult if they're maybe not very confident, or how do they come to you?
Look, it's a really big step. The internet is wonderful because people can get a lot of information from there, but it's a huge step to actually make a consultation. And so therefore, I have to be very compassionate with these people and understand their concerns. And they go out on the internet and that they see bad results, often from overseas. They're worried about scars, they're worried about what it's going to look like. Will it look natural? Will anybody notice? Because it's losing hair is a very private journey.
And the statistics also show that younger men have a particular challenge when they lose their hair. Tell me about that.
It's very hard. You're trying to move away from home, you're trying to establish yourself, and losing hair can be quite devastating. But young men should come and seek treatment at an early stage, because there are things like medications, tablets, there's a medically created protein powder. Sometimes they're injecting the patient's own blood. It's called PRP, platelet-rich plasma. Sometimes there's lasers, and frequently this can help these men to stabilise their hair.
That statistic actually matches up really closely to our mental health statistics as well, in terms of greatest level of risk. So between 12 and 25, there's a higher chance for males to take their own lives. We have a lot of mental health experts that come on the show, and I'm just really interested that actually is the same cohort that do come and see you and do have those challenges, whether it's body dysmorphia you were talking about earlier.
But body dysmorphic is a serious problem. You know, the thing is, these young men are so desperate that they'll frequently go and get a hairpiece. They're desperate. They want to have something done now. They want it fixed. They don't actually think of the long-term consequences, how that hairpiece will interfere with a relationship, with a partner, and they don't understand the long-term consequences. If you're paying out even $5,000 every 6 months for a hairpiece, $10,000 a year, multiply it over 20 years, 40 years, and you're looking at some hundreds of thousands of dollars, and at the end, you haven't got hair. You've still got this cover on your head.
So interestingly then, it's not a sustainable solution. It has psychological impacts. What can you provide in terms of a more sustainable solution for young males?
Okay, young men can, as I go on to the various treatments I was talking about before, but if they've lost too much hair, or they just don't want the rigmarole of having to have ongoing treatment, then they can consider doing a surgical hair restoration, where we take the follicles one by one. Now this requires a big team of technicians, 6 to 10 of them. It requires dedication on the part of the doctor with regards to artistry, because it's not about where those follicles have come from, it's how they're artistically put into the head with the right curl, direction, and angle, so that they mimic the hair that you used to have there previously. So the average procedure takes maybe 4 to 6 hours, during which the patient sleeps, so they're very nice and comfortable.
Yes.
And then it will take them 4 to 6 months before the hair starts to grow. Once it grows, it's there forever. It's theirs to cut and perm any way they like for the rest of their life.
Wow, we have come a long way.
We have. And it's a whole lot cheaper, and it's permanent.
Fantastic. So in terms of the cost, is there a ballpark figure that we can talk about?
It varies greatly. If you're going to have 500 follicles versus 4,500 follicles,
sure.
it's a very widespread. But you can be talking about $5,000-$6,000, but you also could be talking of close to $20,000.
As you mentioned, though, it's a sustainable solution. You have hair. It's not a hair piece, which you mentioned earlier could cost up to $100,000 over your lifetime, if
And
you're
more.
and more as well, and the psychological impacts as well.
Well, the thing is, if you have your own hair, there's no upkeep. You don't have to worry about the wind blowing. You don't have to have it replaced every 6 months. You don't have to worry about somebody touching your hair when you're in a relationship. You don't have to worry about diving into a pool.
And finally, I'm sure that you've got lots of success stories, but is there any recent situation that really rings in mind for you in terms of helping one of these young men?
I was thinking of women just then.
Or a woman as well. I'm only focusing on that because I think that's one area of that we're seeing the challenges. But
I had a set of twins in their 2021 who were perfectly healthy young men. Mum came to me because one of them had attempted suicide because of his hair loss. I mean, really sad. So the family did everything possible so he could have a hair transplant. And I then went on to transplant the other. Mother's, the grief she had about these children being perfectly healthy but losing their hair. I mean, they bought them a market garden place so they could actually work outside and keep caps on their heads. But that wasn't enough. So transplanting them, that mother was in tears thanking me for giving her sons back. That's really sad that you should be so moved to want to destroy yourself only because of hair.
Yeah, look, and like you said before, there's a whole nother layer and history behind each of your clients that come and see you, but that's where it's important, the triage. Lots of health professionals being a doctor as well, so I think it's fantastic that you have that expertise to assist people. Where do people find out more if they want to come and organise a consult with you?
Well, they can actually go to my website, which is called www.martiniquehair.com.au. And even better, if they go on there, they can go up onto YouTube, because one of my wonderful patients, who was a British actor, had his friend from Channel 9 come in and actually video the whole procedure.
Wow,
His name is Paul. He goes through his thoughts beforehand, why he chose me, and what the results look like afterwards. So
brilliant. That's a great opportunity for people.
And it's all there for them, summarised.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, Doctor. I really appreciate your time and really looking forward to watching that video as well. I think it'll be great for our audience to get a bit more insight into the actual procedure as well.
It's been a real delight talking to you today.
Lovely, and we'll look forward to having you on again, hopefully.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, if you've missed any of that, of course, you can get it on thecouch.com.au, our Facebook page. But for now, it's back to you, Fred.
Thank you very much, Nisha. Thank you for Dr. Martinique for coming in today as well. And anything, like Nisha said, if you've missed it, check out our website, thecouch.com.au. If you're watching this program on Foxtel, that's it. You won't probably see it again unless it's a repeat. But on Facebook, please check our Facebook page. If you've missed anything, it's on there as well. Every single show is on there. And you can find out about our scoot competition to Athens. If you missed it, check it out now. Only about a week to enter that. That is it for the show today. Thanks to all the wonderful crew. Thanks to all our presenters. And thanks to our guests. We're going to leave you today with a young guy who won the Canning Show Talent Quest. His name is Jordan Anthony. He's only 13 years old. He's singing a beautiful Jackson 5 song today. It's called Who's Loving You? Until next week, we love you. We'll see you next week.
When I had you, I treated you bad and wrong, my dear. And since you've been away, don't you know I sit around with my
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Porto Chicken. Fresh, not frozen. Grilled, not fried. Crown and Andrews Board Games. Fun for the whole family. And Scoot Airlines. Get out of here with Scoot.